Guten Abend, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TOBI Tweaks. Today's topic: the WSW 601-432 Begrenzer für Effekte. Austrian tech company WSW, meaning Wiener Schwachstromwerke, was the main supplier for the Austrian broadcast, later merged into Siemens Austria, so the Siemens brand. Manufacturing for the state-owned broadcast in Austria, these modules were quite ahead of the time as they were built with very high budgets, but in small numbers and not very known outside of Austria, despite some modules showing up in Czech Republic or Hungarian broadcast as well. What is special about WSW is that they pioneered a lot of designs, especially transistor designs, that later inspired designs of, for example, Neve, that built things in the 70s that WSW had already going in the late 60s. Today we are going to take a look at the Begrenzer für Effekte, which is essentially a diode bridge compressor from the late 60s. Being nicknamed the Austrian Fairchild, it got quite the reputation amongst people who had the privilege to use some of these very rare modules. And also these are showing up for higher and higher prices on the used market because of their reputation. Now I ask myself, can we get a pair of these back to life that I received? One of these with a missing interstage transformer? And will these live up to their legendary reputation? Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so here we have the two modules. Now they look pretty similar at first sight. You can see both of them have the interstage transformer missing. Right now, the story behind these is that one came without it, and we get to that. Now you also notice this one being way cleaner than this. Like what happened here? And if we open it up, let's start with the good one first. Looks as it should. Now this was recapped already. Thank you very much. Otherwise in original condition. The other one here, I don't know if that is recapped. This looks kind of original, the caps. But what happened to the resistors? They look different. And I've yet to see a WSW device that had these stock. So we can see new resistors. There is a trim pot missing that I will install. And otherwise this device is just the utter chaos. You can see this looks much cleaner. Like this thing here, what happened to the meter? Somebody lost a bracket or something. But of course, we want to get both working because I have a frame for this. I'll show you in a minute. Now, this one had the input stage transformer missing, and my theory right now is that this one would not work. And somebody would be like, okay, let's just change all the resistors. Don't know why they didn't change the caps. Maybe they are changed. I don't think so. Actually, yes, caps were changed. So somebody started to just replace every single component. And then it seems like he gave up on it. Or figured that it was the interstage transformer. The interstage is reportedly missing. It is non-functional. And somebody attempted to repair it, but it got lost. And then I spent some time figuring out the original part. Now this is the transformer we're looking for. And I searched the web, I searched schematics, researched about it. Well, it's a 1-to-1 interstage transformer. I found a similar 1-to-1 interstage transformer. This one. It came out of a talkback amplifier, automatic gain controlled amplifier. This one has an interstage transformer as well. Here it is, also 1-to-1 in the schematic, but this one measures a bit differently, and I suspect because this one has 2 windings bridged, that this one has just a few more windings than the one in the automatic gain controlled amplifier. Also, these are not pin compatible, even though they have the same amount of pins. You can see here, I already labeled how I would connect it or what I would have to bridge. Probably not gonna do it because I found another VSW 1-to-1 transformer. You can see they all go by the number 255, but have a different sub number. Well, there are 255Bs. And the 9 is the one we're looking for. The 5 is close, but has less windings. This number 13, also 1-to-1, measures closer to this, so it should have a bit more windings. And I probably set this in because, well, these are not pin compatible anyway, so I have to bridge stuff with wires. And then why not fit this one directly? You can see it has a mounting bracket, so I should be able to mount it in here. We figure that out. No. We see how this goes. Keep you updated. And then see how they work. Very excited to listen for these very special units. Stay tuned. Okay, so I modified this transformer to be more flush here. Now on this second row, I have the grounds come together. Now if I put this transformer here, it fits nice and flush, but these pins are touching the shielding of the other transformers, so they're shorting. I will insulate that here. And then see, maybe I will even use these wires, see, that I can connect it to the pins in the PCB. Let's go. Okay, so this is how it looks like now. I insulated the transformer shielding from the pins. You can see it's sitting flush right now. I soldered it to the proper pins here. Once I am certain that it will work, I will fit holes here for mounting the transformer fix. Right now, you could still take it out. Okay, and here we have the carrier for the compressors with the I/O and also amplifier boards that are external for these compressors. Now this is the original frame with the original amplifiers. There is ways to use this with a VSW UA, but these have gotten quite expensive. As these are great amplifiers, I will now put the unit in question into this frame, power it, and then see if I can get signal. Maybe we're lucky. Let's go. Whoa, okay. Okay, this is signal. -10. This is signal. There is gain reduction. Wow. Now still some switch settings react not as they should. But we look into that and also work the switch a bit. What I like is that I'm getting signal. What I don't like is that a few things don't look as they should. The frequency response, we have a look at that. Okay, so as you can see, we are getting quite some frequency loss. -8 dB at 50 Hertz. This is not how this device is supposed to work, and it might have to do with the interstate transformer. I was being warned about this, and I don't like it. Now I put the interstate transformer of the talkback limiting amplifier in, and you can see the response is much different. The bass is looking more normal now. Let's try the original though to see maybe this is normal in the highs. Okay, here I have the original transformer in, and if you see now, there it is, full high frequency response. Now what I think is interesting, if I push this transformer more, you see it resembles a bit the curve we had before. I went back to the interstate transformer or donor, the talkback amp. Now there is a bridge you can add to the input side, which actually gives a similar 1K input. Now the output measures 250, which is a bit low. But look, now don't mind the levels. I adjusted the volume to make these distinguishable and looks similarly flat. This is awesome. Now this has a tendency to go up, the original. This has a slight tendency to round off, but we're talking way less than a decibel up here at 20K. So that's dope. I think we can do this. I think we can actually do this with the replacement. Nice. Okay, so I put the transformer back in, and oh my god, well, the curve is looking like this today. Yesterday it was looking a bit better. Today it's not dramatic. I know broadcasting gear from that era that has a curve like this. I know that the VSV is not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look a little bit more flat. But I take that. That's like a decibel down at 16K. I will now put the second compressor back together with the original transformer. Man, this one looks great. I don't want to tamper with it, right? I mean, I could put a similar transformer in here to have them similar, but I don't know. I'd rather get a good one in the future and see what I can do with this funky one. Okay, we have both back in. You can see the difference is very obvious. This one looks nice. This one, not so much. But I'm happy that they both work. And if you look at the curves, that is the difference between these two. So there's a little bit of volume difference that could also be due to how the makeup amplifiers are calibrated. But also, yeah, there it is. 1 decibel difference at 15K. Nothing too dramatic. And then a little bit in the low end right? But that's how it is now. I think this is good. Is this suitable for stereo applications like this? I don't know. Maybe not. But like I said, maybe in the future I get one that looks like this. Oh man, this looks really nice. Now let me put that back together. I hope that improves the grounding furthermore, right? And yeah, then we go to the studio for a listen. Very nice. Okay, here we are in this studio. I am calibrating the modules a bit, trying to leave the good one in its original state as much as possible and adjusting the repaired one. Now the curves look alright. You see the repaired one, I cannot bring the threshold down much more. There's a little bit of level difference that I could adjust in the 50 dB makeup gain boards. And then I might just bring up the threshold of the good one to match it. But for now I am happy, as I will still recap a few things like the 50 dB boards. I want to do a final calibration after. This is just for first listening. Also, I calibrated the meter tracking, meaning the needles and the lamps. And as you will see soon, I'm not getting it perfect. The good one starts too early with the needle, even before gain reduction appears in reality. Now they both catch up. You will see the lamps coming on. Yes, in sync. The needles are off, as I told you. But they eventually reach their maximum in sync. But as you can see, with this one, I still have the old trimmers in, the old trim pods. I might replace them or maybe get different values going. I don't know. Maybe I'll measure these first. But yeah, otherwise, I'm happy. Let's hear them in action.
I've been searching the skies, trying to find me some starlight. And I've been chasing my ghost, but I kept looking back. I kept wanting the world, but it left me all empty. And I've been losing my mind for the big crowd's applause. And they say life's all about make it all that you can be and achieve it, you can be and achieving. They say you're made for a life on the passing lane. And for the sake of the world, I spend all my days running wild in fever. I needed a retrieving till you came into my life and spin my head up round. And my heart turned all over when I found you at its base. And I don't wanna wait for tomorrow. 'Cause I wanna be with you now. I wanna be with you now. I'd earned me some silver, but you made it golden. And I've been writing some music, but you made me sing. And I gathered all kinds of plans in my garden. But only now that I found you, I can make them bloom. And my heart turned all over when I found you at its base. And I don't wanna wait for tomorrow. 'Cause I wanna be with you now. I wanna be with you now.
And that is my video about the Austrian Fairchild. If you liked the last couple minutes with me, feel free to give me that all buttons in and like and subscribe. Until next time, have a good one. Ciao.